Hello guys, welcome to the Train Parrot. Bitcoin is having a struggle with the 200 moving average and with a bunch of patterns. I want to talk about that, what's going on with the NASDAQ, the S&P, and some signals that we were expecting to trigger. We have to make a stop here and have a look at them because those are red alert for the market. I'm going to also cover what's going on with the alts. We are seeing a very interesting scenario developing. Guys, if this is the type of content that you like to watch, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we put out one of these videos. And if you feel like supporting the channel, watch this video until the very end and do not go anywhere without leaving a comment down below because that's really helping the channel to continue growing. Thanks so much for that. I'm gonna start the day showing you the patterns that we looked yesterday and what was the outcome. We were forecasting that the risk was increasing at certain levels, and I think most of the patterns ended up playing out. On the 4-hour yesterday, we were talking that the ABCD harmonic pattern was approaching dangerously this level of resistance coming from this descending broadening wedge. And there you go, right on time, we hit that 60K where we expected to do it, and we have a big candle of rejection with a 5% drawdown from there. That is out of the way. Right now, we can see that it perfectly bounced on our first CPR monthly support. This is the place we wanted to be if we want the price to have a second attempt to go for that. Although we are seeing here a double top, there is a 50% chances that we could go there once again. And I'm going to show you precisely where is that liquidity. But bear in mind that if we lose this level of support at 56.7, that's going to bring us back here. And then we're going to completely destroy this structure, which has higher lows and higher highs so far. That's why I'm urging you to be more careful. On the RSI 4-hour, we had a breakdown. RSI precedes price, so we have the double top. And yesterday at 2 p.m. UK time, we would have already broken down. That happened precisely with this big red candle at the level that we were expecting. On the daily, we still have a little bit of hope because we broke above it and we haven't re-entered this area here. So there's still a chance that this could come here, remain there, make us suffer a little bit more, and then eventually still come back up. What I do not want to see, obviously, is breaking inside here or even breaking below. That is our ticket direct to 50 to 51K. You can see on the daily how we are still suffering below this trend line. We got 2 days of rejection. So let's see today if we are gonna go for a final attempt. That's why I call the video, this is our last chance, because we already tried twice to break above this trend line and to break above the 200 daily moving average. But now we have against us this massive red engulfing candle, which, by the way, yesterday, if you watch my TA video for the day, I said at this price of 2660 that we were approaching the resistance. I left this drawing here and I say we were going to come here. My note at that point was, we need to pay attention whether we make a low. Look at what the RSI is doing. It came straight to our median, which is calculated with percentile nearest rank. Right now is located at 62 on the RSI. We do strong mathematics here to get to these results. This is not any arbitrary number, but after a candle like this, if you go back in time, you're gonna see it. Sometimes you get a red engulfing candle. Most of the times, right after that, you see some drawdown. It doesn't necessarily need to be the largest drawdown ever, but red engulfing candles after multiple days of green tend to be a sign, at the very least, of a slowdown. In our case, we were waiting for this since we had the breakdown on the 24th of June, which is very convenient to know upfront that we have lost momentum, so we treat this run here with more caution. The S&P at the same time, if we were to close the week here, so Friday when the markets go off, if we are at 69, then we will have broken down on the S&P as well. You can see that most of the top stocks are printing red engulfing candles as well. Apple has been very strong. Nvidia lost momentum on the 18th of June as well, and it hasn't been able to put a new high. And now we got another bearish signal there. So who knows, could this be the beginning of the bubble popping, or are we only going to get a mild correction like we have here of a 20%? If we had a 20%, that will take us to 112, and maybe we still have room to go in this parabolic rise of Nvidia. And why do we look at Nvidia? Because Nvidia is probably the top one out of the 5 heroes that are currently holding not just the NASDAQ, but the S&P. I remind you that around 5 stocks are moving most of the gains of S&P, but also are giving up to 75% of the market cap, which is just nuts, but it's also very unhealthy and unsustainable, therefore. Amazon also has a red candle, Tesla, big red candle correction here to 241. After seeing this breakout, it looks great. It could be a retest here at 222. Tesla is doing really great in terms of fundamentals, but believe me, nothing will escape if we saw the whole index coming down with a big correction. And I'm not forecasting that today the correction starts. Going back into crypto, two things that are very interesting happening right now, starting with the Bitcoin dominance, that it continues to stay below this trend line. Hopefully we are going to enter into this area that is the altcoin season, which will be amazing because also total free will bounce from here and it will make the full narrative for an altcoin season. And I have a surprise for you. Even though we see the market bias towards the red today, you can see that we are on the altcoin season index today at 45. And you might think, oh, this is really unexpected. No, it isn't. We were constantly looking at this area and saying, eventually we need to exit from here. And the narrative was the Bitcoin dominance, what Ethereum is doing. And I still see comments saying, how can Ethereum drive the altcoins up? You guys sound like a broken record. We might be a broken record, but as long as what it's being played in that record makes sense, you should be listening to it. 45, only 30 points to get into altcoin season. And guess what? You don't enter at levels of 75. When you're already in altcoin season, people is in the money. You enter altcoin season when the coins are on sale. That's why yesterday I make a big review of coins that have strong potential. Yes, there can be some drawdown. Holding altcoins can be painful, but without pain, there is no gain. As I promised, I was going to show you where is the liquidity right now. We are looking at the scalping chart on trading different, and you can see at 59.8, we built once again enough liquidity similar to the one that we have at 59, to the one we have at 59.5, but we still have quite a big chunk of green in here up until 55, so who knows, maybe we go for that first. What you're looking now is the incentive from both sides. The price could come here and take this one, or it could go here and take that one. If we look at the larger picture, fair value gaps start from 60.5 and we still have this chunk in here that is untaken. The order book looks pretty thin on the top. I'm not seeing a lot of selling. I don't know if the whales are playing games and they are just entering very quick in and out to dump the price. For example, here, this dump and the orders were placed very quickly. There was no register from the past that they were intending to do that, as opposed to how you see all the buying, that is pretty evident that there is interest to buy at 55. You have 54K with a level here, and the usual people that are still fishing for 52 to 50, expecting that second leg up, including myself. If you look closer, you're probably gonna see my big order of buying around there. One interesting thing is that the longs got exhausted here with this double top. They got wrecked, and right now you can see that the shorts are starting to dominate here with an open interest quite mild. So we will have to see if this enters this area of loads of shorts with a high open interest again. That might mean that we are ready for that push up once again. At the moment, the scenario is still in definition for the next move. Follow me on Twitter. Trading Parrot is my handle. I try to keep you as updated as possible throughout the day, every day. Let's have a look at some tweets. We got here the S&P. You can see that it's been pushing higher in a parabolic move, but at the same time piling up now loads of bearish divergences. Finance Lot, it's saying they're going to ban Congress from owning stocks right at the tippy top. Lark Davis is saying the 200-day EMA, the line to beat for Bitcoin. I agree with that. And Quentin is saying here that long-term holders are buying the dip. I am sharing this with you guys. I don't know if you agree, but I was looking into CryptoQuant and look into Bitcoin website, and I couldn't find evidence of this, of the long-term holders. Let me know if you have a chart that confirms this information. In my charts, long-term holders are still not moving anywhere. And Yuri Matzo is saying, is the NASDAQ overstretched? The current NDX price is 19% above the 200 MA. Guess what? In 1999-2000, the ratio got to 60%. So his point is that the NASDAQ behaves in such a way that it can run up a lot higher before it actually sees that reversal. There are many analysts that recommend doing the opposite. If the NASDAQ is running hot, just buy and hold. Potentially manage your risk with a stop loss. But the point is that NASDAQ can run a lot higher than many expect, including myself. Another interesting view from Max, Bitcoin don't get shaken out. We are seeing here the USDT dominance getting to an area of resistance just in time for Bitcoin to potentially come around 43K for a retest. That will be great timing. This will shake out most of the people left in the space, but it will gain enough energy from all this move down to make much easier to break into an all-time high. Never underestimate the pain from people that are weak hands. People get that pain, they get shaken out just in time for that bounce up. And that's why I keep loads of dry powder, since I'm planning to play this in a similar way. Of course, I have in the back of my head what could happen to the NASDAQ. We'll see that. Guys, have a look at the description. I have a referral link to Bybit that can give you up to 30,000 in rewards. And if you join my Discord server and you use the Get Discounts button from the Bybit Perks section, you can claim up to 70% discount forever if you join my community as an observer or as a VIP. If you join, you're gonna get access to loads of perks, a collection of over 100 different indicators that you can access both for analysis of the market and for automated trading. There are also signals, orchestration signals, pair selections, and a lot more. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to hit the like and leave a comment down below before I let you go. See you in the next one. Bye bye.